Greetings and welcome to Monster Legends, and another special feeding episode. This time I'm going to be feeding a guy put together some parts and some help from my teammates. And this is Gakora. And Gakora unfortunately has some ruin slot issues, but I think that's something we can help him with, because I happen to know that this guy is actually quite useful by the way he messed with me. Yes, I've been avoiding him actively since one encounter, and I can't wait to have him on my team. He is, of course, a legendary. He is light. He is support. And we're going to find a place for him. Yeah, right over here. Oh, he's going to hang out with General Ingvar. And Ingvar's pet. Okay, that looks kind of cool. He looks very handy. All right, so let's just find him. Where is he? And of course, his name is not this. I am just so sorry, but you were, yeah, this is predestined for you. I'm really sorry. It had to be. It just had to be. I'm so sorry. Anyway, this is a legendary. He is light. His power is nothing to write home about. His life isn't bad, a little above normal, I would suppose. Speed looks pretty darn good right there. And, yeah, okay, so he's hardened. He has a 20% chance to have those nasty special effects not stick to him. Okay, calm down over there. We'll get to the skills in a moment. That's actually what we're going to do right now. All right, skills. Fear not. Deals low physical damage to one enemy. And I am with you. Deals moderate light damage to one enemy. And that very interesting special skill, Wisdom Wins. Deals very heavy light damage to all enemies. Removes all positive status effects from enemies. Applies sunburn to all enemies. That could be very useful at just the right time. Gakora is always exactly where he's needed. Known as the remover of obstacles. He heals, protects, and empowers his allies in battle. However, Gakora isn't only a good friend in the battlefield. There's no one who can tell anecdotes like he does. So he's into stories. Okay, hopefully he'll be telling the stories of the many victories he gets for my team. I definitely think that feeding is in order here, and I have a feeling he's going to like that. So let's get him up to level 4 for his first evolution. There he is. Okay. He's in a punchy mood right there. Okay, watch out for those right crosses. Both of them. Okay, you're coming back, right? We're feeding you, you know. Food? Okay, I knew that would bring him back. All right, so let's get going with some skills, because this is why we're here. So let's go to level 7 in his first skill. Remover of obstacles. Okay, so he has a skill named after his nickname. Okay. Deactivates all cooldowns from one enemy and removes all negative status effects from one ally. That's actually kind of useful, although extremely expensive. Yeek. Okay. That's really expensive, though. But that's actually quite useful. Just saying. And let's continue to level 10. And his next skill. Elephant Face. Dude, you have a skill named that? Okay. Just saying. Deals moderate light damage to one enemy, applies damage mirror to itself. Okay, that's not so bad. Okay, it's a 50% mirror, but you know what? This is an early skill. I happen to know it gets better than that. Anyway, let's continue to level 15. And his next skill. Gaiganana. I'm just going to go with that. Deals moderate light damage to one enemy, applies regeneration to itself. Okay, that's kind of useful. Not going to keep a 50% mirror, but this one, I don't know. We'll have to see. You know, I'll just stick it up here for now. People don't like it when I leave that one blank. I always save that one for something that's the big one. That's the reason I leave it blank. But it upsets some people, so why don't we just put that there? All right, let's get to level 20 and another skill. Fearlessness applies immunity to stun, freeze, and possession to all allies. That's actually extremely useful. That's extreme. That's a likely kind of a keeper, so I'm going to put that there. That's the kind of thing you might just keep. Just saying. Alright, let us continue. Of course, to level 25 with his final evolution. Long Life. Deals moderate light damage to one enemy. Applies regeneration to all allies. Well, obviously, that's an upgrade of that. And a good upgrade of that. I don't know about that. Why don't we put that there for now? It's funny, the original one actually does more damage. But then again, this isn't really about the damage, is it? It's not really about the damage. Okay, I was about to say, there he is, his final form, but then he took off on, there he is, his final form. Okay? He's looking cool. He's looking really mad. I don't think he likes his name. Yeah, I think that's it. So let's continue to level 30. And another skill. Big Belly! Dude, who chose these for you? Really? Deals moderate light damage to all enemies. Applies damage mirror to itself. Okay, that's kind of interesting. I'm not going to keep that one anyway. I don't know if I'm doing this one. That's a really good question. I guess I could put it there for now. I might have some trouble arranging the skills for this guy, you know? I might have some trouble. But that's actually pretty high moderate damage. I'm a little surprised by that, considering how low his power is. I mean, do I want to just say that that's going to be there? I don't know if I'm getting an upgrade for this one. Alright, I'm going to do this one here for now. If I have to rearrange things, we'll see what happens with that. Alright, let us continue. I know food would bring him back. Because after all, he has a skill named Big Belly. Level 35. Spiritual Cleansing. Deals heavy light damage to one enemy. Removes positive status effects from one enemy. Removes all negative status effects from allies. I would like that one to be there, but Long Life is, I think, something we're going to hold on to. I'm going to put it there, and we'll worry about Long Life coming back. Unless there's something better. Unless there's something better. But I think that one is a final, we're keeping that. Because that one is really, really useful. Very useful. I'm a little surprised by the damage that some of these skills are doing. I'm a little surprised by that. Happily surprised. But I mean, let's face it, I'm not going to put any damage on him. Just saying. Okay, let's get to level 40. The Lord of Beginnings. Applies evasion to all allies. That is really useful. But now we have to start making really tough decisions here. I don't know about that one. Would I want to start a fight with that? I mean, which is more useful? Damage mirror to itself or evasion? I mean, evasion is really useful. I mean, it depends on the situation whether or not it blocks effects or not, but definitely blocking damage is kind of useful. It's just, you really have to start thinking, what do you want to do here? That one is very useful, and you really could start a fight with that depending on who you are facing on the other side. I don't know what's coming. That's what makes things a little bit weird here. Not losing that. Not losing that. This one, is there one like that for the party? I mean, I know that would be very overpowered. But, you know, I'm also thinking, yeah, that wouldn't be so bad. Especially since this one here, this one doesn't have a cooldown to it at all. So you could use it at any time. I'm going to put that there for now. Just for now. Because I want to see what actually is coming here. Alright, let's get to 45. I don't actually have a lot of chances here now left. Level 45. Okay, Fearlessness. This is this one. Deactivates all cooldowns from one ally, removes all status. I can already remove negative status effects, but deactivating the cooldowns is really, really good. All right, I'm gonna say no for the moment because I want to see what else is coming. Because I happen to know that he has something that I haven't seen yet because it's been used. Only one tusk. Deals heavy light damage to one enemy. That's what I was looking for. I knew that there was a damage mirror for the entire group because I had gotten hit with that. And look at that. It's actually less stamina. Okay, wow. This is more damage. Gives the damage mirror to everybody. And it's actually less stamina. Okay. Here's the question. Do I want that to be the first thing he does? That one you don't do. You don't start a fight with that. You certainly don't start a fight with that. Well, I mean, the thing about it is, look at it this way. At this point, this one is better than this, so I might as well just substitute that in there. I guess I really need to see what else is coming here. All right, so let's get to level 55. Fearlessness, okay. That is very, very useful. Do I want to keep this? I mean, it's expensive, but my goodness, it is just so useful. I mean, it's not the negative status effects part that's really useful. I mean, that is kind of useful, but I mean, it's really the deactivating cooldowns on an ally. But it is one guy. Oh, this is torture here because I'm not really sure what it is I want to keep and what I want to let go. I think it's a matter of I'm just going to do this, look at whatever I get at 60 and then go into the skills, the change skills to see if there's anything else in that I missed. All right. Level 60. Big belly. All right, big belly. We know we're not going with big belly because we got a better idea. All right, now I think it comes down to this. I need to see what it is that maybe I didn't get or I did get or see if there's anything here. Big belly. All right. Elephant face. I am with you. Okay, so now the question is this one and hold on a second. This one, the one that does regeneration. All right, let's pop back out a minute. Okay, I don't know. This is good. I'm going to have to probably think on this a bit. I don't know if I'm going to stick probably with most of these, but I don't know if I'm going to stick with them completely. We're going to have to see about that. Anyway, let's take a look at his final stats here. Okay, speed is very good. Of course, his life, he's a little bit on the, let's just say he's healthy. He's big bone. Power is not too good, but let's face it, even though his attacks very peculiarly seem to do heavy and high moderate damage, he's not really for damaging. That's not really what he's, but it's always good that when you have something support that comes from an attack, even if it's not a heavy attack, every little bit can matter sometimes, Finish something off who's really, really hurt, and then you do your supporty thing on top of that. It's much better than, here's the supporty thing and nothing else. It makes you want to keep that one because it's more useful. All right, so anyway, like I said, his power is nothing to write home about. His life is pretty good indeed. And his speed looks very, very good. So I guess he's going to be rather fast in the end, which you probably want. And that's something I should take into consideration when I'm choosing final skills here. Right, so I got some thinking to do in regards to that. But anyway, let's take a look at the skills that I currently chose. All right, so there's some of these I'm absolutely going to keep one way or another, right? This one I'm probably keeping. This is only one tusk. Deals heavy light damage to one enemy, applies damage mirror to all allies. That's just really, really useful. And it's also a heavy hit. Again, he doesn't have the power to back it up, but still, he'll do some damage with that, which is not so bad. And then you have this one, which I am absolutely going to be keeping. Spiritual Cleaning. Deals heavy light damage to one enemy, removes positive status effects from one enemy. Removes all negative status effects from allies. That's just a really, really useful. I mean, even if that didn't have like damage associated with it, you can use that every other round. Really useful, especially since he himself is hardened and he might very well resist a bad effect that's put on us. This skill here would be very, very useful against like a Titan invasion and such. All right, now this, I just don't know. I mean, it's one guy, but it's just useful. It's very, very useful. This is Remover of Obstacles. Deactivates all cooldowns from one ally, removes all negative status effects from one ally. Now, the second part of it is not as important given the skill before that. The first part is very, very useful. So if you have some skills that have long cooldowns on somebody, this will just remove it. And there's no cooldown. He can use this anytime. So it is got a big stamina cost. But, I mean, it makes up for it in incredible usefulness, you know? This just takes any creature and says, you can use all your stuff again right now. That is really useful. So it's kind of hard, despite whatever else he has, to get rid of that. I mean, you can just use that any time. Boy, that's useful. Then we have what I consider to be the area where I'm not really sure. I mean, there's so many things I could put into this spot. At the moment, I have this one. Lord of Beginnings. Applies evasion to all allies. Well, this means they're not going to get hit. Now, there's variations of this, evasion and camouflage and such, where the effect can get through. So let's say that you have an enemy that does a group stunning attack. Well, if they're evading, they're not going to get any damage. This will also work for dots. If you have if your guy has a bunch of dots on him and he has evasion on, the dots won't get through. It'll come up as 0 damage, and they're all ticked down. The question is, will he get stunned though? And the answer to that is probably yes. So it's a weird situation. There is one. He has another ability that blocks stun, freezing, and let's just take a look at the ones in question here. All right, Fearlessness. This is probably the one most likely you replace that with. And this applies immunity to stun, freeze, and possession. I believe they're all 3 turns. So they got 3 turns down here. I mean, that's most of the forms of denial right there. So, I mean, if he goes early and does this, he's protecting his team against denial. This is an anti-denial. You go out front of all the other guys, you do this, and they're trying to do things like possess you and such, and they're not going to work. And usually this blocks all forms, too. So it's really a tough question. Do you want to block the really damaging effects, or do you want to block damage? And then there's this one down here, of course, which is Long Life, which is regeneration, which is really also very useful indeed. Tough call, tough call, tough call indeed. I would say that I'm definitely keeping this and this. I don't know about that, actually. I would say the first two. The heavy damage hit that does damage mirror, because damage mirror is kind of useful, especially early in a fight. It reflects the damage back to the individual who did it. And then you have this one, which is just a great one indeed. So it comes down to this one and this one. Do I want to take that out for regeneration? I don't know. Yeah, I think that this one could just be so much more useful, you know? And then there's this one here, which is either the evasion or do I go with the immunities? I'm going to have to think about that. We'll have to see. Anyway, this guy is very, very good support. All right, and obviously he's meant to go fast. I realize he's not very aerodynamic, and you wouldn't think so, but he's definitely made for speed. So yeah, you got to go speed all the way across with this guy because, I mean, you could actually use him as denial, a reverse denial. He gets out of front and he makes your guys immune to everything, and then the other team is attacking. That's true, and they're doing damage, but they're not freezing you. They're not stunning you. It kind of makes an argument for what I was just saying. You should probably grab that one. And in the end, I probably will. I mean, evasion is really great, but it's not going to stop you from being denied. So unless that form of evasion is something that I'm not aware of. Maybe I have it backwards. I'll have to test with it. Anyway, I think that's going to do. Yeah, this guy is very, very good. I'm very happy I got him. And we're going to have to do a testing session pretty soon because I got some good guys I need to get into the fight. I'd kind of like to have him for the Titan invasion. But yeah, timing is everything, isn't it? Maybe the next time. So anyway, this is Gakora, and he is very, very good and very fast. Of course, we're going to call him Dumbo. Yeah, it sucks for you, dude, but that's just the way it is. So anyway, thank you very much for your attention. I really appreciate it. And play games because games are fun. See ya.